Okay, hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Healing from Heartbreak. Change of scenery. I'm downstairs and I'm also using my mic because I felt like in episode 1 I was really quiet. But this episode we're just going to be talking about like the things you surround with that will help pull you out of like the sadness and things like that. And then I think what I'll do is add some clips of like the past month-ish that I've just been around people. But as far as the talking part, I wanted to talk about faith, at least if you are religious, and how that can also help you stand up when you feel like you can't stand on your own. So for the past week almost, I've been journaling every night, and I just got this journal off of Amazon. But I've been journaling, and then part of journaling, I open my Bible and I just flip to a random page. I let whatever page God feels like I should read, I just read it, and then I pick a verse from that page, or like the 2 page, like you know how when you open a book it's 2 pages. Pick a verse and figure out a way to apply it to how I feel, even if it doesn't, like just applying it in general. But I also wanted to share a few verses getting me through things. I don't know, I think typing down your thoughts and just like things you hear that really do apply to you and like can help you, and just like writing it down somewhere or typing it down somewhere where you can like go back and read it or use it in whatever way, I think also really helps. But the first one is Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 through 6. That's what that one says. Philippians chapter 4 verse 6. Psalm 37 verse 4. And then Proverbs 19 verse 21. And then a few other things that I just have on like the same note is accept what is, let go of what was, have faith in what will be. The like overall message of it was just to be free and release. Let go of what is holding you back, let go of what is tying you to this person, and just, start the process to moving forward. Even though it's just like, oh no, I don't want to move forward because like, what if one day they're ready to come back, or whatever the case may be. Just like move forward, or at least start. So I also have a few talking points that I want to go over in this video, but I want to start with the religion thing, because looking at my notes right now, there's 2 very different notes from within the last 30 days. So on June 11th, and then the note with all of the verses and just like quotes is from June 20th. And it really does just show you how much your mindset and like emotions can change in such a little amount of time, even though it feels like so long, because like this person's gone and now the days are dragging on where it's just like I just want to sleep, but then I can't sleep because I'm thinking about this person, and then when I do sleep maybe I'm dreaming about this person or whatever the case may be. But I just remember on June 11th being in such a state of shock and just like desperation. And I remember vividly my prayers changing from, God, I can't take it anymore. Like I was wishing for the worst things to happen to myself, and then they switched from, God, I'm trusting in you that if this is meant to be, then it'll come back when we're healed. And if it's not meant to be, then this was a lesson that I can take and apply to further relationships, or just like apply to myself. And so like that switch is only a switch you can make. And I think that's another really like hard thing, because again, like if you're anything like me, you kind of feel deserving of the pain, but you really do just have to like reroute your brain from, God, please take me, or please let me take myself, or whatever the case may be, to, God, I'm putting all of my problems at your feet, take them and start the work in me. So yeah, I think having a relationship with the higher power definitely has helped me a lot, because again, a week ago I was crying at the sight of any picture, any song, anything. Like I couldn't even sit in the car and drive around with my mom without crying because, oh, this person and I drove these same roads, or whatever the case may be. And I also think environment plays a really big part in how you heal, because say like this person and I separated a long time ago, or like when we were in high school, that school would carry the memories of that person and I. So like say we were dating freshman year, or you and your person were dating freshman year, and then you break up junior year, but you still have to finish junior year and do a whole senior year, not only in an environment where you've grown used to being with this person every day, but also with the person, if that makes sense. So if you can change your environment, highly suggest. If you can't though, and again, I noticed this switch in myself last night because my sister and I went on a sister date, which you guys will see at the end of this. Yesterday, my sister and I went on a sister date, and the food spot we went to was actually one of the last food spots I went to in my hometown with the person I'm trying to move on from. And so it was like, it was kind of nerve-wracking before even getting there. And I got there and I was like, you can form new memories. So now rather than me thinking of that place as, oh, this is a place where we had one of our last dates, now it's this is a place where I had a sister date. So I'm gonna go through my talking points. Number 1, the good memories will try and overtake your mind to block out the bad ones. If you're going to focus on the person and focus on missing the person, focus on the whole person. That's something I struggled with a lot in the beginning. And I was explaining to everybody, like, no, they took me out and they got me flowers and they did this and they did that. But then it's almost as if my brain was like completely blocking out what was happening in between those moments. And it's not that we had to have a bad moment to have a really good moment. Sometimes it did feel like that, but I also know that that's not true. But like in between those good moments were some really bad moments, and it's almost like your brain will try and just erase those and just like rewrite a story or rewrite this person in a way that makes them seem like a godsend. And I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to focus on the person and if your mind literally cannot stop thinking about the person, think about the whole person. Tying into that, a point I have is that you can't focus on the person who you thought they were when they were really good, because they stopped showing that person, regardless of whether they stopped showing that person a long time ago and it was a switch, or if they stopped showing that person all of the time. Because I said this in my last clip, like, loving someone and treating them poorly really don't go hand in hand, because when you love someone, like, love is fueled by a desire to care for this person and protect this person, and if you are showing them the opposite of that, it's just like, okay, well, do you love me in these moments too? And I don't know, when I was like with my person and just like going through the motions of that relationship, I was like, okay, well, he still loves me. And I think I'm holding on to that a little bit, because I would rather that be true than to go with the narrative that everyone around me thinks that it really wasn't true and genuine love, because that would suck a lot more, because then it's just like they put on this persona for 3 years. And imagine how tiring that is to just fake it for 3 years, or like 2.5. So yeah, another big topic I really want to talk about is narcissism. But I started using this term post breakup, and I feel like I would have started using this term during the relationship had I really like realized the signs, because this was my first real relationship, and your first one doesn't have to be your worst one, but like you learn a lot from your first one. So this is not to attack anybody else. I've said that 20,000 times at this point. A person can put on a mask that is so good that you just like believe everything they say to you, because they're so good with their words and they know how to like maneuver stories and twist them and things like that. And I think my first real encounter with it during my relationship was when my partner would get upset at me for talking to my family about our issues. And I'm not saying it's a narcissistic trait. I think it started to fuel their narcissistic tendencies. But yeah, I saw this TikTok earlier, and it was like just like explaining basically my situation, that a person can hide behind this narrative of, oh, I just don't want everybody in my business, so that you don't tell people who they really are, because they know that if you were to tell anyone, they would have a negative opinion on it. So when I experienced this, I really couldn't really talk to my friends all the way. And again, not to bash this person at all, but I couldn't really talk to my friends freely and completely. And I was actually just on the phone with my best friend today, and we were going through my camera roll, and I was telling him whenever me and this person weren't talking, and I didn't want to tell you guys because he would tell me oh, they're just gonna you want them to have a bad opinion about me, or whatever the case may be. I would literally just vlog on my phone and talk to myself in my phone, because it was I couldn't really talk to my mom either, because this person the trend was to just oh, if you tell your mom, then I won't be able to come over and hang out, or you won't be able to go out, or next time just don't tell anyone because then we can't go out, or X, Y, and Z. And it's just that realization is finally setting in, that this person was literally more worried about how others perceive them than how they were treating me. So also in that same sentence, trying to make hurting you and loving you coexist, it will never. A person can have love for you and unintentionally hurt you, or a person can love you and unintentionally hurt you. But if you're seeing trends and patterns of what this person is doing, and then again they just cover it up with an I love you at the end of their message, doesn't really work. I have 2 more talking points. I'm going to try and not make this part too long, because I do want to incorporate the clips. Suffocation, so that feeling when you break up with this person and you feel like you can't breathe, is not a sign that you lost something. Let's just start there. When you break up with your partner, or your partner breaks up with you, or you get ghosted, or you get tossed to the side you don't matter, that is not a sign that you lost someone. Yes, physically you lost someone, but emotionally, it's not do you get what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep reading though. It's a sign that for so long you weren't given the space to breathe in the relationship, and your body is slowly figuring out how to breathe without them. So I'm only gonna speak for myself, and I touched on this a lot in the last episode, but if you are around this person 24/7, 365, and you two slowly just start to isolate yourself into one bubble, and in that one bubble it's just you two, you're not really given time to breathe, because you two have become each other's best friends, you're each other's romantic partners, you're each other's therapists, you literally do everything for each other. So it's just when it's just you two in a relationship, and then something goes left, and now you feel like you have no one, or they feel like they have no one, then it's just okay, well, I have to go back and I have to talk to them even if I don't want to, or I have to go back and I have to make good with them even if I don't want to, and even if I'm not comfortable, because who else do I have? When you break up with this person and leave this person and you feel like you cannot breathe, because I was literally telling my mother, I was I feel like I can't breathe. I told this person, I was I literally can't breathe, I'm shaking all the time. And it was just the anxiety and weight of losing this person coming down on me all at once, because I was only around this person for 2.5 years. So now your body has to rewire itself to learn how to function and breathe without this person. So it's not a suffocation in the sense of, oh my gosh, I lost the love of my life, they're never gonna come back, I really messed up. It's okay, I lost this person and now I have to relearn how to exist without them. And then my last point, and my most important point that I'm still trying to bang into my head: how someone treats you is not a reflection of you. You could be the nicest person ever. You could never yell, never scream. You could give them what they want. You can do what they want. And someone can still yell at you and scream at you and talk bad about you and just be an overall not good partner. And another thing I have to say, People can be bad partners, bad boyfriends, bad girlfriends, but that does not mean they're bad people. It just means they're not good to people they're in a relationship with. But on the flip side, it also could just be a personal thing. Like, this person could have been struggling with their own stuff from long before you that they have now brought into your relationship and have nowhere else to take it out. So they take it out on the one person that they're closest to and they know will always be there. But you just have to remember that how someone treats you is not a reflection of you. Again, I know that I was not a good person, and I think in episode 3 what I'm going to do is focus on the things I did wrong just to get that out. But I also think that the realization that I had today, that if I have to sit and think really, really hard about things I did wrong, but I can sit and think for 2 seconds and have a 10-page list of everything someone else did wrong to me, then that doesn't mean I was never in the wrong. It just means I was wronged worse. So yeah, I'm gonna have another list of things to talk about in the next episode before I get into the main topic, which will just be like self-reflection. But I'm going to insert clips of me and my friends and my sister, because this episode is just all about surrounding yourself with love. So yeah, peace, love, happiness. Love you all. And my piece of advice for this video: some people really just need to find out the hard way that losing you is not going to give them any sense of freedom or happiness or anything of that nature, because they will find out the hard way that not everyone is as genuine as you, not everyone is as loving as you, not everyone is as forgiving as you, and it's not your job to make them know that. So any closure, any apology, they don't owe it to you, you don't owe it to them, because you did your part and they did their part, and somewhere along the way things just went wrong, and that is okay too. So yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, I got matcha. And it looks pretty yummy. I just wanted to bring my sister to this date because she's just been feeling a little down from her last YouTube video. I don't know if she's posting this one, but it's how to get over heartbreak. And I just hope her heart isn't broken forever, because I love her. I may not show it, but I love her.
Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time I took my love, took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart